Hello YouTube, it is your boy B3, back with another icking movie reaction review. Today's review is over a film that's from our 50 movies sci-fi classics set that we've been working our way through. I think we might have, I want to say a little less than 20 films left maybe. Today's film is Blood Tide from 1982, aka Demon Island, aka The Red Tide, aka Blood Tide one word. It's got a lot of titles, like what is this, Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla? Well, I am. Anyways, a lot of titles. But it's actually starring James Earl Jones, a.k.a. Darth Vader himself, the voice at least, Mufasa, you know how it be, Josie Ferrer, and Deborah Shelton. It is in color, and it's one of the very, very, very few movies on this set that's rated R. Most are unrated. There's some PGs and Gs thrown in there. But this is the second R-rated film in this pack I've seen. So a legendary sea monster is awakened from centuries of sleep on a Greek island by an American archaeologist, really a treasure hunter to be honest, James Earl Jones. An island elder, Jose Ferrer, is aware of the legend of the beast, including its appetite for virgin sacrifices. Yeah, it's weird, like the town totally knew the creature was down there. Once it comes out, they, like, completely know what it is. And they don't try to stop it. They just don't try to stop it. The townspeople just, like, don't care. It's insane. It's, like, actually insane. The legend of the creature is, like, now that it's free, apparently, every once in a while, a virgin woman will feel the urge to sacrifice herself to the creature. This is obviously a mystical creature because it can give virgin women this urge. And it can also survive for like 1,000 or 2,000 years trapped in a cave with no food and just salt water. But I think it can probably drink salt water, right? So, the creature's obviously mystical in some way. And there's like this ritual where she like floats out on a raft and then she like paints something on her forehead and she puts a coin in her mouth. You know how it be. The coin is so that she can pay to be buried away to the afterlife. It like sounds like a cool idea, right? James Earl Jones, archaeologist and treasure hunter fighting a sea monster. But it's not. It's so boring. You don't even really get to any monster stuff for like until like the second half of the film. And I think there's like one shot that lasts half a second where you can see the monster's head. And then you really don't get another look at the monster after that. Like even the final fight in the end against the monster and James Earl Jones, it's like mostly up... It's like mostly... I don't know, it's mostly up-close shots of his face and, like, his arm, and then you see some blood in the water, but you don't see the creature until right before it blows up, but you only see its head, and it's not the same head from earlier. And then that head blows up after it's on the screen for, like, a quarter of a second. Like, hiding the monster is smart. In a monster movie, you want to hide the monster, but you also kind of want to have a big reveal at the end. You can't tease the audience and then not reveal the monster, in my opinion. Are there movies that have successfully hidden the monster the whole time? Yes, but those movies are only movies where it's like, did the monster exist or not? Like it's a maybe there's, like in a maybe there's a monster, maybe there's not a monster movie. That's a good tactic, just not showing the monster. Or maybe in like in a found footage film, it can actually be more impactful to never show the full monster in many ways. Like in The Lost Coast Tapes or Hunting the Legend. Like those are two found footage movies that never really fully show the monster. Both Bigfoot movies, oddly enough. Even though a Bigfoot costume is really easy to procure. That being said, Blood Tide was boring. The acting was not very good. The score was very generic. Yeah, and it's so grainy. Like, I could barely tell what was going on, especially at nighttime, because it was so grainy. And I'm still pissed that we didn't get to really actually see the monster. And we even don't get the... Like, we don't... Like, there's one part of the movie where a monster slaughters... And the monster slaughters a church full of nuns. Because they're keeping his virgin from him. Right? At least I assume that's why, because there's no actual other reason I can think of, because it's not explained. But we don't get to see a single nun get killed. He kills a woman in the water. Like, you see the woman swimming, it cuts away, and then it cuts back, and she's, like, dead. And it's like, what the hell? We couldn't even see the monster pop out of the water for half a second and pull her under? We couldn't even just see his arm come up and grab her and pull her down? Just that much. That's all I fucking ask, man. Come on. You can't have this kind of monster movie and just not show it. Yeah, the Jaws technique of not showing it and then fully revealing it later on is smart as hell. But you have to do the full reveal later on. Imagine if you just never saw the shark in Jaws. Imagine if you just... Spielberg was like, fuck this animatronic, it never works, throw it out and we'll just never show the shark. Can you fucking imagine? Jaws wouldn't be the classic it is today. It wouldn't be one of the greatest films of all time. You know? Like, come on. Blood Tide, it just sucks. It's so boring. Barely anything happens the entire movie. There's another main character other than James Earl Jones. He's actually almost the real main character. It kind of swaps back and forth between the two of them. He is there looking for his sister, who is the virgin, who's, like, really weird. And he saves her in the end. He pulls her away from the monster, even though the monster never even touches her or comes close to her, even though she's the sacrifice. And we also get the freaking, like... I'm sorry, it's just, this movie hurts my head. It, like, actually fucks with me. So he pulls her away, and then James Earl Jones blows it up in, like, 2 seconds, and it's, like, not even a fight. It's super easy for him to beat the monster. Like, way too easy. And then he gets his sister back in the boat, and he's holding her close because he wants to keep her safe, and he loves her, blah, blah, blah. It's his sister. Then she gives him this long, passionate kiss on the lips. And I was like, what the fuck was that? No, you don't kiss your fucking sibling like that. That's weird as hell. Weird as fucking hell. God damn. Like, it was uncomfortable to watch, that part. And that's basically how the movie ends, with them sailing away after killing the monster, and then, like, a Greek guy, and then the little girl we saw a couple times just watch them from the shore, and we don't know why that Greek guy and little girl are together, because they haven't really interacted the whole movie. They were just the two Greek characters we kind of saw the most, even though the girl didn't really have any speaking lines. And we also knew who the virgin sacrifice would be the whole movie, because it was brought up multiple times that the dude's sister was a virgin. And I was like, why do people keep pointing out that she's a virgin? Why does that have any relevance to anything? It doesn't to their in-movie conversations. It's only relevant once they find out the monster wants virgins. And even then, they don't immediately think, oh, my sister's a virgin, okay. No, they don't realize that the monster wants her until the nun that survived the slaughtering of her sisters comes down injured, and then he runs to the church, because James Earl Jones is drunk, and he searches the church for his sister, and she's not there. That's it. That's how he finds out. He doesn't actually really figure it out for himself. I mean, I guess he kind of does in a way, but not really. Blood Tide is shit. And it's rated R, but it's only rated R because they flash tits for like half a second in the beginning of the film, in the opening sequence that takes place in ancient Greece. And then there are like some pictures of the monster, like drawn pictures from ancient Greece, and the monster has like a big, erect, curved penis in the drawing for no reason, because the monster doesn't have sex with the women. The woman he killed at the beginning of the film he didn't have sex with. I mean, not that we could really see anything. And then, the second woman, the sister, when she goes to present herself as a sacrifice, it doesn't even come to her. Like, the monster just doesn't show up. And she lays there moaning, just like this really sexual moaning for like a few minutes, and she has like a white gown on, but it's all wet so you can see her nipples under it. Like, that's the only reason it's R. Because of the weird, unnecessary, like, sexual flashings. Very strange. Very strange indeed. So, I give Blood Tide, a.k.a. Demon Island, a.k.a. The Red Tide, a.k.a. Period Joke, a.k.a. Blood Tide One Word, from 1982, an extremely low recommendation. Really not a recommendation at all. I don't recommend Blood Tide to anybody. I don't. You don't need to watch it. It's boring as hell. Unless you're just like the biggest James Earl Jones fan, I don't see a reason to watch it. The other actors are all forgettable. James Earl Jones doesn't even really do that much in this movie. I don't know. Not totally sure what I'm going to review next. It'll probably be The Brain Machine from 1977. That's almost absolutely what I'm going to review. Because I was reviewing a bunch of movies from Prime Video, but I'm kind of switching back to this DVD box set so that we can get through it. Also, I won't have a really decent internet connection until a few days from now, and then I'll probably do more Prime stuff. So that's it for Blood Tide. Thank you all very much for your support. Remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. Check out all the cool links in the description below, Facebook, Twitter, etc. And I'll see you all next time.